Yes, the wedding card reveal. It's exciting to share it. I do have some winners from last week, so I am going to flip the camera down here and show those to you. Everybody's wanting to know how the wedding was. It was really fun. We are still a little bit exhausted. Yesterday was sort of a recoup day. Today I'm trying to get back into it, but getting back into it is hard. I just want to, relax and play and not work, but work we must. Oh, you guys are sharing already. You know what? I am so unprepared that your little gift is going to be revealed next week on Tuesday when I do a Facebook Live, because I don't even know. I didn't even pick one out. I'm just that discombobulated today. All right. Well, I'm going to flip the camera down now and show you the winners from last week. So here we are. Congratulations to Carrie Clark and to Kimberly Colleen. So what I want you to do is contact me with your address, and you can do that at stampingtoshare@gmail.com. And that will be great. And then I'll get these dimensionals in the mail for you. Last week I did a dimensional video that showed you kind of the little trick that I use to get my dimensionals really handy and easy to use in these silicone craft sheets that Stampin' Up sells. So you can go to my blog at www.stampingtoshare to see that if you haven't seen that yet. Also, like I said, we will have winners from this video as well. I don't know what that winning item will be, but I will draw the names and let you know a week from today. All right, so again, congratulations to Carrie and Kimberly. Okay, so today, this is the wedding card reveal. It is so fabulous. At least I think so. So my daughter and her brand new husband, Colin, so Casey and Colin, had their wedding on Friday, and this is the card I made for them. They had it up in Duluth, and Duluth is pretty famous for its fall colors this time of year, and that is why they chose to, one of the many reasons they chose to have their wedding in Duluth. And we all benefited from that because we got to see some beautiful fall colors on the way up and the way back from the venue. And so this is the card on the outside. It uses the stamp set called Welcoming Woods, and this is the inside panel. And I did use a different stamp set for the inside panel. So let me show you the two stamp sets that I use that we'll be using today. The one that has all the trees and the beautiful birch trees in the background, that's called Welcoming Woods. And then the inside panel uses a sentiment from Elegantly Said, and that is True Love Stories Last Forever. So that was just right down here. Just use that sentiment for the inside panel. So what I'm going to do now is take you through step by step how to recreate this card. And we're going to do the inside panel first because, I really love to do the inside panels of my cards. Now, anytime you're making a wedding card, one of the things to keep in mind is to keep your papers really elegant. Well, one of the most elegant papers that we have is our shimmery white cardstock. And so it's beautiful. It's not going to show up in a video, but in real life, there's just little sparkles, kind of a soft shimmer all through this card, or this white paper here. I have it cut at a standard inside panel at 4 by 5 1/4. And we're going to use Mary Merlot for the sentiment. And again, the sentiment is from the stamp set called Elegantly Said. So I'm just going to ink this up, and we'll stamp that here right across the top. So pretty. And then the Welcoming Woods stamp set, of course, there's some leaves in there. So we are going to create kind of just a little bit of leaves here in the corner. And the inside panel is done. How about that for quick and easy, but still elegant? All right, then the next thing we're going to do is put this inside our card base, which is 5 1/2 by 8 1/2, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to fold that in, and I like to use my bone folder just to give that a nice press. And then what we're going to do is take this, flip it over, and I'm just going to use a little multi-purpose liquid glue here at the top. And we're going to put this in. Just wiggle that right into place. And once it's set in there, you're good to go. So that's the inside panel. Now let's go ahead and look at our outside panel and what we can do to make that. So let me start with the outside, the big outside panel, which is a normal measurement. So that is some gold foil, and it's 3 3/4 by 5 inches. So that's like pretty normal, right? Well, then things start getting a little weird because I wanted to go 3/16 of an inch so that we would have not too wide of a border, but not too skinny of a border. Can you see the border? It looks just right for this card. And that's a 3/16 of an inch indent all the way around. So we've got something kind of strange, but trust me, it really works. It's 3 9/16 by 4 13/16. Yep, that's why I write these measurements down, because honestly, I don't know how else I just sometimes think these sort of measurements are ones you have to see, because visualizing it in your head is a little hard. Then what I did is I took this panel of paper with those crazy measurements and I ran it through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine with the Tasteful Textile 3D embossing folder. And once I did that, I got something that looked like this. And it's so pretty. Not too weird of measurements, just a little bit. So this is, again, this wonderful shimmery white paper from Stampin' Up. It's a heavy duty shimmer paper, and it's 3 3/8 by 3 3/4. That's what we're gonna stamp the woods on. So let me go ahead and do that for you. So we have, I was just checking. I felt like I got my fingers in some ink, but I don't think I did. We're going to use gray granite ink. And I have the beautiful wood stamp all ready to go. So I'm just going to take that, ink it up with gray granite. And then I'm going to get my white paper out here. And I know this is hard for you to see, but what I'm trying to do is I want to place it, and I'll show you exactly. Let me stamp it first, and then I'll show you what I was placing it. And I know you really can't see this very well, but it'll all make sense in a second. So I'm going to hold this up really close to the camera. Oh my goodness, is that just gorgeous? So this is kind of one of those distinctively, I don't know, it sort of looks like a photograph instead of a stamped image. Is that not amazing? So what I was trying to do is I was trying to make sure that I got the top of the trees cut off, which I did, just barely. And then I wanted plenty of space down here to put a layer of leaves, because these are falling leaves and we want a nice layer down here at the bottom. Oh, Niecy's noticing my gold names. Yep, I had my nails done special for the wedding to match my dress. So I got gold sparkle nails. Really fun. All right, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our lightest color of leaf. And I've got that in crushed curry. So I'm going to open this up. I'm going to take, you know, I did my inside panel first, but I don't want to start with this color, which was our Mary Merlot. We are going to use some Mary Merlot, but this is the kind of card that you want to have your simple chamois available, because you want to clean that off every once in a while. So I'm going to use the crushed curry first, and we are just going to randomly put some leaves sort of just falling across. And then we want to get a little bit more down here at the bottom. So I'm going to make the bottom much more leaf heavy. So you'll notice I'm stamping that a few times. So there's our first layer of the crushed curry leaves. And I'm pretty sure that's done. So we're going to close that up. The next one we're going to use is our pumpkin pie. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't use pumpkin pie probably near as much as I should. It's kind of one of those colors. Oh my gosh, I can't get it open this morning. Hold on. Wow, that is stiff. That shows you how much I don't use that ink color, I guess. Once again, I'm going to get my simple chamois out. Take off the yellow ink, and now we'll use the pumpkin ink. So I'm going to ink that up, and we're just going to put just a few here in pumpkin pie, maybe about like that. And then again, once again, we're going to concentrate most of the pumpkin pie color down here at the bottom. There we go. And again, we're going to clean this off. And then we're going to come in with our final color, which is the Merry Merlot. So I've got that ready to go. So we will. And now what you want to do is you want to take a good look at where all your leaves are and try and fill in some of the spaces that maybe are left. So I'm definitely going to put some Merry Merlot in this section, maybe a little bit there, and maybe a little bit there. So we're going to go ahead and stamp a little Merry Merlot here, a little there. And there we go. And maybe just a little up here. All right, now we're gonna again take the Merry Merlot leaves, and we're gonna really add a bunch down here at the bottom. So let me go ahead and get a whole bunch that have already dropped. And I think that looks about perfect. So here is our completed front panel. And let me just go ahead and clean this off as long as I have my chamois out. Now the chamois doesn't come with this case. Some people have asked me about that. If you do want to store it in a case, go ahead and get yourself some of the standard cases from Stampin' Up! To do that. You get 4 in a pack, and you can use other things to store in those cases as well. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to put it onto this panel that we've prepared with the embossing. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to get my dimensionals out, which I feel like I had those out once, and now they're lost. Hold on, it's got to be somewhere. Here we go, just found them. All right, so I'm going to grab my dimensionals, and we want this pretty sturdy, so I'm going to put quite a few on. And that's super easy to do once you know the dimensional trick, where you can just have them in this little storage pocket. All right, so there we go, and now we're going to put it on, and we're going to set this so that it is just the same amount of border at the top as it is on the two sides to the right and to the left. To bring this a little closer to my head so I can see what's going on. There, and I think that looks good. Then we're going to take our ribbon. I don't want to forget doing this. And of course with the wedding card, it's handy to have some pretty ribbon on hand. So I'm going to just trim this a little bit longer than the panel. And I'm going to flip it over and just attach that with some Scotch tape on the back. Thank you so much, everyone, for sharing. Now, just to remind you, if you do share, your name goes into a drawing, and I'll randomly pick someone to be a winner of some random item that I don't know what it's going to be yet. Again, I'm just not quite together yet with getting everything done. All right, so here we have this ready to go, and now we can go ahead and put this right here onto our gold foil paper. To do that, just going to take some multi-purpose liquid glue, go all the way around, and we're going to set this right here and scooch that right into place. And make sure that all 4 borders are nice and even. Oh, it's so pretty already. Then I think what we're going to do is we're just going to put this right onto the front of our card, and then I'll show you how to make the sentiment that says celebrate. So again, just use glue, go all the way around, and you're going to set it right here for this very elegant fall wedding card. And now we need a scrap piece of paper. Again, this is the shimmery white. You're going to take the sentiment that says celebrate, and we'll ink that up with some Merry Merlot. Just stamp that in your scrap. And then we are going to use the, what are these called? The tailor-made tags. I'm going to get them out of here so you can see what they look like. And I did this in advance. I made a whole bunch of little circle cutouts, and we're going to add that to our tag. And then I used these, I believe it was the smallest tag here. Yep, it was. It was the smallest tag, and I just cut it out about like that with my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I did do that in advance to save a little bit of a step here. So there's my celebrate on that smallest tag. And then I cut out in advance one of those little circles so we can decorate that tag. Look how much prettier that looks with that, just that adding that little reinforcer right there. So to put that little reinforcer on, just going to take a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue, and if you have really steady hands, you can squeeze out just the tiniest little amount. And you don't need much because this glue is extremely strong. So we're going to set that in right there over the top, wiggle it into place, and that looks great. Then you're going to take some vanilla thread, and this is from the Essentials twine pack. I guess I don't need that much. I'm not doing a double ribbon. The last few cards I was making here before all of the wedding stuff started, I was doubling up my ribbon, but I don't need to do that for this one. So we're just going to set that in, pull it through. We want something just really easy and elegant, and you're just going to tie it on and then make a bow. So we've got it tied on, so super easy. And then just go ahead and make a bow. Oh, so cute. I love it. Then trim those off. Trim those little excess ends off. Look at how cute that is, you guys. Oh my gosh. Now, flip it over and add some dimensionals, and this card is pretty much done. There we go. So we're going to set that right in the middle, kind of tilt it so it's going up. Whoops, got to get that lace stuck back up there. The lace kind of came down. It'll be stuck now because there's dimensionals that'll be on it. There we go. The card is done. Do you love it? Oh my gosh, I so love it. Here are both of them. And then of course I made another one that I gave to my daughter and her brand new husband, Colin. Thank you everyone so much for being here today. We'll talk to you soon, everyone. Bye-bye.